Tom, I was saying to Rory, the scrummaging session this morning up in Jordanstown was very intense. You looked as if you got plenty of work done.
Yeah, I think obviously the scrum's been good for us so far this year, but we've been putting a lot of work in, and I think John has obviously been sort of keeping a fairly tight regime with all of that sort of stuff, and has been helping the young guys out a lot as well. But it's one of those things where if you stay on top of it and keep working hard, then obviously it'll keep getting better, and we can keep using it as a weapon for us. So Glasgow last time probably put more pressure on us in the scrum than we'd probably like. So it's one of those things where we need to make sure we get right, and if we do, then I think we can really use it to help our backs get over the gain line and get stuck into them.
It was a tough game, that one at Scottstown. The conditions were dreadful that night, very, very heavy rain. Did that make your task that wee bit more difficult?
Yeah, it always does. I think from a tight forward, the weather conditions can dictate massively how the game's going to go for you, and obviously sort of heavy conditions like that, there's going to be a lot more scrums, there's going to be a lot more ball on the ground, and going to be a lot more tight quarter sort of square offs and pick and goes and things like that. So that's where you earn your money, I guess. But hopefully the weather will be quite nice this weekend at Ravenhill, and regardless of that, we still need to make sure the set piece is right, and we're all doing our job. So,
well, you certainly have been doing your job in the front row. Great performance against Leinster, man of the match performance against Leinster, and then a lovely cameo against Munster. You come on and sorted the scrums out that night, and again last week you got Scarlets and went well for you.
Yeah, I think things have been going all right lately. I think having guys like John and Rory next to you make things a hell of a lot easier. And scrum-wise, I think a lot of the credit tends to go to the loose head, tends to go to the tight head, even if the loose head's the one doing the damage. Without a good tight head, you can't really attack too much. You're always under pressure and on the back foot. And Rory tends to sort of nurse me through a lot of the things sometimes, but tries to keep me nice and calm. But no, look, I mean, things have been going well, and it just, obviously with the Six Nations coming up, there's big motivation to really get stuck in and show that you're still here and that you still want to be involved. And all I can do is play as well as I can, and then the rest is up to the selectors.
Well, the game against Northampton at Franklin's Gardens was an exemplary performance from everybody on the team, all 1 to 15. You let yourselves down the next weekend at Ravenhill, and I guess you just don't want to do that again.
No, I mean, that was very disappointing at Ravenhill. I think we let ourselves down and let the fans down as well, and we just weren't up to scratch intensity wise. And I mean, they threw everything at us, and even though I think we probably still had a couple of chances maybe to win the game or get away with the game, I don't think we really deserved to win with what we sort of put out there, at least in the first half. And we need to make back up for that. And obviously up until that point we were sort of cruising along in the Heineken pool, and there's probably been a little bit of a hiccup now, and we just need to make sure that we really get focused in on this week and win this week, and then after that we can worry about academics and tallies and things like that.
How disruptive is the Christmas period, with the Irish camp and having to have those back-to-back fixtures in the provincial clashes? You don't put a strong team out, or traditionally hasn't been a strong team for the away game. It's fairly disruptive to the setup, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's one of those things where that's where depth and squad rotation and all that comes into play. But I mean, the biggest disruption would just be the combinations, and that boys start to get in a routine playing with other players and getting the combinations going well, and then obviously guys will be out, or guys will be rested, or guys will be away with camp and things. So it's just a matter of trying to juggle those things, and obviously it's a good opportunity for some of the young guys to come in and put their hand up and show that they can perform at that level as well. But for momentum as a team and stuff, it can be, I guess, a bit of a disruption and put a little bit of a damper on things sometimes. But I guess that's where the good clubs can sort of just roll with it and get on with things once they're back together.
Home support Friday night. So Tom, I hope everything goes well for the front five in particular, and you get your own back on Glasgow.
No problems.
Thank you.
Thank you.